Alrighty guys, a very warm welcome to another video. Today we're doing a general overview of a series that I will be putting up over the next few days. It will be multiple episodes and individual episodes focusing on factors that are important for fat loss. So this is a very important discussion when we talk about weight loss in general and endurance athletes, Ironman triathletes, and even just from a health perspective, because the idea of weight loss has really been, I guess, focused on too heavily and prioritized too heavily as an absolute end goal. We step on the scales and we're losing weight. However, what's more important than overall weight loss for performance, for health, for metabolic function and longevity is fat loss. So fat loss should always be the priority. It should always be what your goals are in terms of if weight loss is a goal of yours. So that's why the series is the Ironman Shred series rather than weight loss, because we're talking about shredding off fat or body fat as opposed to just losing absolute body weight. I mean, you can have your leg eaten off by a shark and you've lost body weight. That doesn't mean you're any healthier. You're certainly not going to be healthier, but you get the picture. Fat loss is the priority, and particularly in terms of reversing metabolic disease, conditions like obesity, conditions related to and associated with obesity, so diabetes or type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, what else? Cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, stroke, all of these things, and inflammation. And this all results from an excess of body fat. And if your focus is then on performance, for example, like an Ironman, if you're an Ironman triathlete, well, improving performance through the method of weight loss, or the focus of focusing on your body composition, should really revolve around minimizing fat while retaining muscle tissue. Obviously, to a healthy extent. I'm not promoting that people try and get down to super low percentage body fat, because that obviously comes with its own deleterious consequences. However, fat loss should be the goal while maintaining muscle mass. There's no point losing 10 kilos and all that you've done in the process is lost 2 kilos of fat and 8 kilos of muscle, because you're going to lose power, you're going to lose strength. You'd rather lose 8 kilos of fat, or better, 9 kilos of fat, and only, half a kilo of muscle or 1 kilo of muscle, and retain strength, retain power, etc. You get the point. So each of these episodes will be individually separated into individual parts. So for example, sleep we'll be focusing on in the first episode, and this is not in the particular order, but we'll also focus on diet. We'll have an episode on supplements and what supplements can help you to lose weight or lose body fat. Stress and that's effect on your overall body composition in terms of muscle to fat ratio. Medications, what medications may be actually promoting fat gain, what medications can otherwise promote fat loss. Hormones, so the effect of your main hormones, thyroid hormone, growth hormone, testosterone, cortisol is in there too, and the hunger hormones, satiety hormones, so leptin and ghrelin, and how these affect your body composition, overall satiety, daily calorie intake, etc. Training, what's the best training for fat loss if that's your priority, and then caloric intake and many more. And we want to kind of, I guess this is educational, this series, and really dispelling the myth of weight loss being something that should be prioritized and as a overall or an overarching goal, because really the overarching goal for performance should be fat loss, and also that it merely comes down to a calculation of energy input versus energy expenditure. And in the bigger picture of things, that is what it does ultimately boil down to. However, it's a lot more complicated than merely focusing on calories in versus what you're putting out, because these things are very difficult to actually measure in real time when you're doing it. And even calories on food, to actually know exactly what's in a hamburger and exactly how many of those calories you're absorbing is almost impossible to know without, extreme intervention. So the main priority should be obviously on healthy diet, but then we're going to get into why stress can impair fat loss and why lack of sleep and other things like that can impair fat loss, and how to otherwise not have that be an impairment for your own fat loss goals, the effect of hormones and how they ultimately regulate your metabolic rate, and they influence your hunger and your satiety and your willpower, let's say, for eating calories or eating food, and what foods you'll be more, motivated or drawn towards. And then, among other things, medication, supplements, etc. So stay tuned for the series. Hope you guys enjoy it. I've got more down there as well, because I may add some more things in as we go. But also post in the comments if you have anything that you want to really know about and how it affects fat loss, whether that's a particular training program, whether that's a particular diet, whether that's a supplement that you really want to focus in on, and we can actually do a video on a specific metric or something that you really want to unpack a bit further with scientific evidence. So thanks, guys. Take care. Stay tuned for the first episode, which will be on sleep and how that affects fat loss. And I will see everyone then. Cheers.